People would stop me on the street and ask me if I was that transgender model, and it was kind of hard. It was hard because it's hard to explain. There is almost internalized transphobia even when you're transgender. It's sewn into the fabric of society, it's sewn into how we think. So I definitely felt shame with that being so tied up in my identity publicly, which is fucked up because I'm amazing. Baby moinga, harakito moinga. Come on. Come. Sit. Down. Stay. Stay. Where was I? Hello there. My name's Manahou Mackay. I'm 21 years old and I'm from Auckland, New Zealand. So I was 17 when I started modelling, and it was coming up to be my first fashion week. And I think my agency at the time thought, they were definitely correct, thought that it would be a smart move to get some media coverage. And I remember going to the fashion week casting and there was a photographer there from Spy. Is that still a thing? Spy? I don't know. But he asked to take some photos of me and asked me a couple of questions. And then I think maybe from there, actually quite a lot of media outlets picked up my story. There was Daily Mail. When you Google my name, there's a bunch of different articles and it was all from the first time. Like I was a really big deal, which was super weird and very daunting because until that point, I felt like I could kind of travel through the world undetected and people didn't really know or didn't really pay any attention to me, which was kind of felt more safe in a way. So during that time, it was intense on my mental health, and actually on the project, the first interview I did, and I didn't hear this at first.
Fashion Week is all about bucking old trends and creating new ones, and this year representing that spirit isn't just the clothes.
As I was walking on stage, they said that for this young model, it's not about the clothes, it's about what's underneath them, which, wow, yes, talk about a young girl's naked body on, I was 17, underage. That's fucked up. There definitely is a lot of tokenism in my line of work. That's the commercial side of fashion. They try to monetize, I don't know, anything. My phone never explodes more than during Pride Month. I used to hate it and feel so much resentment towards them because they're just viewing me as a marketing tool. But now I see it as if there's representation in the media, then who cares? It's still changing society's perception of whether we're socially acceptable creatures or not. So, yeah, they might be doing it for capital gains, but it's still changing the narrative. So I'm there for my mission, and if it's tokenism, then it's tokenism. I think that being Maori and being transgender and being a woman, I don't really refer to myself as strictly a woman. I don't really care at all, to be honest, anymore. I guess you would call me a minority, but I don't say that. Being in a differentiated group from the norm, it has made me seek out my own individual pathway. I think going through my schooling years as well in Maori units was influential to how I think, because they believe in doing things as a people and not as an individual. And it's just filled with love. I think that you don't find in traditional schooling. And I also think it's very beautiful that they don't have specific gender pronouns for when you're talking about someone. It's not him or her, it's them. Growing up, for me, it was probably as easy as it could be to be transgender. I had a very supportive family, and it was never really a thing we spoke about, because ultimately it's not really a thing that matters. You are a person before you're a gender, you're a soul. We all come into this world, I don't know, to be ourselves and to put yourself in a box, in a binary box. You have to be this or that or this, not just in gender, in many things. Society expects that of you, and my family never prescribed to that notion that you have to be one thing or the other. You can be whoever you want. I definitely have an amazing safety net of friends and family that provide me love and support, and it would be unimaginably hard to be alive without that. I can't believe that some families out there reject their children, and just because they're trying to be authentically themselves. It's heartbreaking, but in a way you can't really blame the parents. It's society. It really is. I don't think anyone is innately born with hatred in their heart. It's taught to them. There's a quote I really like, I can't remember who it's by, but it is no measure of health to be well adjusted to an incredibly sick society. That's the T, period.